Yeah.
What is going on, everybody? This is Chimpact back with you today for week 4 of the Power Rankings. Along with me today, we have two experts in the Power Ranking category: the Wakanda WEAVILES coach, Lord Mode, and the San Diego Gym Chargers coach, Lord Envy. Say hello, please.
Hello. Hello.
How's everybody doing?
Ooh, I like
How's
that.
everyone doing today?
Anyways, at number 10, who do we have?
At number 10, staying in the same spot, we have the Philadelphia SCIZORS.
This is a little bit of
And a very controversial pick.
Listen. Envy, did you have me here before? I think you did.
Before I had either you at first I put either you or Detroit Steel Wings.
Okay, so here's the thing. Looking at the records, there has to be a 1 and 3. There has to be a 1 and 3 in the top 10.
Of course.
It is true.
But Envy wanted somebody higher. And let's just talk about it. He wanted Uzi Gunner.
I wanted Uzi a little bit higher, yes.
I agree.
I feel like the matches that he played over the matches that you played, he had tougher matches.
That's
overall.
true. He played number 1, he played number 2, and he played who else did he play? Number
not on the list.
Number 9? No, on the in terms of record.
Oh. In terms of record? No, he played Magnitude, Steve, who's 0-4 right now.
Yeah, he played somebody else though. Yeah, there's 4 battles. Who's the other person he played?
Oh, the other person was it was the
5
NUZLEAFS, number 6.
Yeah. So he played 1, 3, 6, and 15. I played 3, 7, 8, and 16. And my win is against.
I mean, those numbers speak for themselves.
Listen. I'm not. Never mind. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not gonna say what my record could be. But it is what it is.
Thank you.
It is what it is. I got incredibly unlucky this week, but I also got some plays wrong. So it is what it is. However, I think Uzi Gunner got a lot of plays wrong in his last game. Like, a lot of plays wrong. Against Envy, he could have easily just volt switched and U-turned over and over again with Rotom and
I'm gonna tell you that was not gonna work because I had a lantern sitting there and he did not want to go for volt switch and U-turn repeatedly.
Then he gets out of the cycle at least. Like, I don't understand.
I unfortunately did not get to see this game.
Well, unfortunately, with this discussion, he did not make it to the top 10. But Chimpact, on the other hand, is here at number 10. Let's talk about Chimp's game. Chimp played the Baton Rouge. Yep, who are number 8 right now. And this game was a very interesting one. I did watch the whole thing. I was very intrigued by this game. I did watch. I watched plus one side because I think you did what you had to or something.
Like my side was not the one to watch if you wanted to understand everything that happened in the game.
Yeah. But it started off in an early game when there was, I think, the rain up. He had the eject button Politoed, and he was able to get into the Dreadnought basically for free.
Tech out. Yep.
Without any kind of taking any damage or anything like that, and immediately destroy the Klefki on that turn with Earthquake. That Klefki
predicted the switch.
Predicted the switch. He even said that he was predicting Klefki as well.
Because if he didn't predict the switch, he could have just liquidated in the rain to the Scizor.
Exactly.
So he knew you were switching to Klefki.
I think Earthquake still killed the Scizor.
I don't know, a non-stat Earthquake?
Yeah. I mean, it was Life Orb, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I think Liquidation also killed Klefki. But
I think it mattered.
Yeah, the Scarf Zero Aura attack was really great in revenging the Dreadnought, so that was good. He even called it out, but he didn't really act upon it by switching or anything. I don't think he really had a switch in to begin with, did he?
He did not.
No, his Electric Resist, Volton, and Decidueye didn't bring either.
Yeah, exactly. So the game goes on over time. One of the main highlights of that game is Politoed clicking Metronome and actually rolling a water gun to knock out the Crocodile.
Dude, get styled on Chimpact.
So like, there's a couple plays in the game that like I don't understand like the plays that he made. So against Scizor with Zoroark,
He like knocks again or something, right?
He
And then as you
he.
go from
Or
I switch into my Scizor and it's at 20%, or it's not at 20%. It's at 20 HP, and I already got knocked off. So I know that he's max attack knockoff, and he hasn't revealed anything else. So it could have been like trick or something. So I switch out to Crocodile because I expect him to either sucker punch or switch out, expecting me to bullet punch or like sucker punch to out prioritize the bullet punch. But he goes for another knockoff, and I don't understand that play because I clicked bullet punch last time. If he goes out into Kingdra or something, on the bullet punch, that's fine. The Kingdra's outside of rain, and my Kingdra's gonna be able to, or my Crocodile, I can just go out to Jellicent on it. But I don't understand why he clicks knockoff on the Scizor again. Because if I knock out the Scizor, or if I knock out the Zoroark, then he can't knock off my item on the Crocodile, and my Crocodile can literally Moxie Sweep him. And like, knockoff doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you click knockoff on a Scizor when you could click U-turn and knock it out, number one, and get a switch into whatever Pokemon you want? And like,
what if you want Zoroark?
you see, it's hard. You see, it's hard. With Zoroark, Zero Aura, it's hard.
Yeah, like I noticed in this game that he bluffed a lot of the illusion stuff with Mimikyu and things, and it caught you a little off guard, I feel, because he kept going for a knockoff with a Mimikyu. Like, it was disguised as Mimikyu.
I knew it was Mimikyu. I knew it was Zoroark the whole time. Why would you lead out with Mimikyu and let the illusion break or disguise break? But like,
I don't know. I just saw Pokemon keep getting knocked off and losing items, so I was just like, dang, this Mimikyu is really putting in work.
I mean, I didn't really have a knockoff switch, and so I used Scizor to do it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, if I click Bullet Punch on the Zoroark, then he has one less switch into Plasma Fist, like to sack to get momentum back. And I feel like he shouldn't have done that, but it worked out for him because I brought in the Crocodile. Like, the thing is, I was expecting him to either Sucker Punch, so I brought in the Crocodile, or switch out, and he did neither. But he clicked knockoff. I don't know. And the other thing was the Metronome. I was fearing him being toxic on his Politoed because he already had sub Kingdra, so I didn't want to bring in Jellicent. But I don't know. Metronome.
Yeah.
And actually getting a move to kill the Crocodile, which actually doesn't really matter that much because he could have just clicked Scald. But whatever. I don't know. I got incredibly unlucky in this game, and that's all I can
It was
say.
a good life lesson that no matter what, luck and unluck will still prevail.
That was pretty cringe. Don't.
Why?
What?
Why was that
All I
cringe?
know is that I could season my food with Chimpact right now. I mean, that boy,
That's
super
true.
salty.
Listen,
If there's one thing you can take away from this game, it's that
luck and unluck. Blah, blah, blah.
luck and unluck will prevail.
Listen, Moe, you just got happy that he was mad last week and that he got me on his upswing. That's all you're happy about, because you got it last week.
I'm not happy
you
about
got it
anything,
pretty
dude.
salty.
I think you played that game admirably.
You played
Okay,
well. No, at the end of the day, like if the Mimikyu didn't crit, the Zero Aura would have won. Like that's basically what would have happened. However, at the +1 knew how to summon a crit. Like he was reciting the phrases. He was reciting the words.
yeah. Every time you need to create, you got 3 of them, right?
I think so.
2.
He got a Shadow Claw crit before, and then Shadow Claw crit after that.
There was 2, but the thing is, like, it didn't really matter if you brought like a real Mimikyu set, like if you brought like Swords and Shadow Claw, Shadow Sneak. None of this would have mattered, but he tried to outspeed my Zero Aura with the Mimikyu. I don't know, dude. I feel like Swords Dance was much better because you're always going to be able to get off the Swords Dance likely.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Also, his Mr. Rhyme living liquidation and poison jab. Disgusting.
I was surprised. I was actually surprised that Rain boosted liquidation from Quillfish did that little, but it did so much more to that the Zoroark or something. But I thought Mr. Rhyme's defense was really bad.
No, like I did that sequence like 3 or 4 times, and it killed every time. I had to recreate that thing like 4 or 5 times. I think it's a pretty. I don't think the liquidation was a low
Two
roll.
minerals.
I think the poison jab was a low roll. Yeah, like the fact that poison jab can poison too. Like the odds of that happening were really really low.
Yeah, he did make a misplay by going for rapid spin, thinking he could outrun. But I knew that you'd bring Swift Swim Quillfish for that matchup.
What do you mean? Oh, I mean it doesn't.
Because remember he went for rapid spin because he wanted to outrun him the next turn or something.
Yeah, but
Yes.
it doesn't really matter because if he didn't rapid spin, I would have won 100%.
Yeah. No, I was saying he should have clicked freeze dry on that turn because he lived the hit anyways.
No, but if he didn't rapid spin, I won 100%.
Yeah. I mean, either way, it still played out kind of similar. Yeah.
Number 9, the Detroit Steel Wings.
I really like this game. Okay, so Detroit Steel Wings was at number 7 before they moved to number 9. I don't know. Like I did watch the whole game. I really didn't like some of the plays early on, like that going back into Terrakion after the Gardevoir went for a Calm Mind and not expecting a Moonblast or a Psyshock was.
He played this game pretty impatiently because a lot of the Pokemon he didn't get full use out of. Like what did Nexus have defensively? I don't think he had anything defensively.
No, it was a pretty offensive team from what I can remember.
Like he had max HP Salazzle, but like that was max HP, right?
Yeah, it was the Subtoxic variant, I think.
Yeah. I know it was pretty bulky because it was able to take a body press, and Seaback calced it, and he said that it would break the sub, but obviously if he calced it, it would break the sub. That means that it would break the sub on a non-invested set, so it had to be invested at least a little bit. And like if he just sacked Orbeetle, which couldn't take on the Gardevoir, I mean, I guess the only problem with stacking the Orbeetle was if it was a sub CM Gardevoir. Because at that point, he would have to stack another Pokemon immediately after, because the Orbeetle was not going to be able to break the... Actually, he was Iron Defense Orbeetle, right?
The Orbeetle...
So maybe he would
was...
have been able to break a sub with Iron Defense Body Press, even though it's 4 times resisted. Like, it's gonna... Like, Gardevoir doesn't have the best defenses, and it's only gonna... You only have to do 25%, so... Maybe he would have been able to break a sub with Iron Defense Body Press, so he doesn't need to stack multiple Pokemon. But like he got pretty impatient, and Tracken was actually very vital in him being able to.
Tracken was really good in this matchup, yeah. And just having it get like sacked like that was not the best move in my opinion. He could have switched into something else like the Rapidash at that point in time, predicting a Moonblast.
Yeah, but you don't know if actually you do know if he's gonna go for Moonblast because Orbeetle's second.
It was versus the Orbeetle, yeah. Like there was no reason for him to click a second move there, so he could have just gone into Rapidash, clicked like a fire move or something, and then revenged it with Terrakion.
Yeah, but the thing is, he wasn't expecting the attack, but
I think
even then, like at +1, you're just switching in a Terrakion. That's like
you have to hedge at that point. Like you can't just expect him not to go for an attack. You can't just say he's either going for an attack or he's not going to go for an attack. Like you have to hedge it a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, he should have just sacked the Orbeetle to minimize the Gardevoir setting up, but at that point, I think the Gardevoir would have been able to set up on something else later on in the game, like at the Skarmory or something. But that's if he expects the Skarmory to not have Iron Head, which it could have easily had to because he has a Gardevoir on his team.
Yeah.
Another thing that I didn't like that he did was he went for Roost on the Heliolisk.
On the Heliolisk, right?
Yeah. I don't like. The only time that play is good is if he clicks Volt Switch. And even then...
he made a good call, I guess, predicting the Grass Knot, but...
I mean,
even then...
The thing is, if you're going to do that play, I think you go for Body Press instead.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It was just so passive, like... If you were predicting a Grass Knot, you should have just attacked, and then
because
just
if it's not
Heliolisk.
choice, then you're in a really bad position. Well, not really bad position, but like awkward position.
Yeah.
Especially if you
that just gives him the opportunity to switch out. It's like, oh, okay, well that play didn't work well, and I didn't get punished because of it. So. I
mean, he did get slightly punished because he took Helmet and Spikes.
Rocky Helmet chip, but it didn't play out. But like at the end of the game though, looking at the remaining members, like he had the Morpeko. I think he actually could have won the game with Morpeko had it not got burned.
Yeah, but at the same time, he got he got slightly lucky because he got a crit on the Rillaboom earlier anyway. So the Rillaboom wouldn't have died to hazards. So
Yeah, that's true.
Grassy Glide would have been able to knock it out.
Yeah.
That's about it from that game. I don't know. Another thing he could have done was he with the Gastrodon, he could have just it's a little bit risky, but he likely knows that he's not gonna go for Flamethrower. He's gonna Toxic Stall it with Protect. He could have switched out from Gastrodon when it's getting its timer really low and gone out to Morpeko or something to reset the poison with Parting Shot or something.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I don't think it would have really mattered that much. But
What do you think about that game, Moet?
I watched all these games like Saturday/Sunday they came out, so I'm just trying to like do the best I can.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you guys. There's a lot of there's a lot of misplays on both part. I think Nexus played the middle of the game pretty well, and that's what set up the win for him. What's his name? Seabat started to play like he kind of picked it up towards the end a little bit, like towards the middle-ish end. But I mean, there really wasn't. I mean, you guys explained. There really wasn't much he could do at that point.
Yeah. At number 8, we have the Butterfreeze, which
we already did.
Yeah, we talked about that game quite a bit. We can. I mean, he played. I guess the best he could with his team.
Yeah. He played to his outs.
Yes.
Dundee Dials at number 7.
So this was Dundee Dials versus Moet this week, and I thought my game was long.
Oh,
I thought my game was long.
Yeah, my game.
Bro, I watched this game and I was like, bro, what is happening in this game? Like, how does Moet win this game? All he's doing is clicking Roost with the mini Mandibuzz, and nothing is happening. And then lo and behold, he's chipping away, chipping away.
I mean, so the game started off, with Pokemon going down after Pokemon on both sides or whatever. Then the Marini comes out, and when the Marini comes out,
oh wait, yeah, it was the Marini, right? Not the it was the Marini, not the
and
mini Mandibuzz.
Gavit stockpiles up. It was just unkillable, and then Callum kept saying like, "Oh, he must be out of recovers now. He must be out of recovers." And then Moet goes for a recover.
Yeah.
Like,
that boy T-waved me. Like I was not expecting him to T-wave me.
Dude, did you see the comment section on? Did you see the comment section on Callum's side, dude? Everybody was so mad.
Oh my god! How can you toxic stuff? It's the worst. There's no skill to toxic stuff. It's so cheap too. Wow. I don't give a shit. Dude, look, if we're just being objective and looking at it, Callum definitely could have won that game. His team would outmatch mine clearly. The Flygon did like 50 something to my fucking Marini when it had +2 stockpiles. So I mean, if he wanted to, he literally could just sat with the Flygon and pressured the shit out of me.
Let me tell you something. If he brought 2 more moves on his Porygon Z that weren't just no moves, he probably could have actually stopped.
Yeah, that would have helped too. If he had Trick on that thing, he probably would have won.
Wait, how did you know it didn't have Trick? Or did you just hope it didn't have Trick?
Oh yeah, Moet.
Yeah.
Were you just praying?
Oh, me? Oh yeah. I was like, if he got it, he got it. He got it.
He only brought Tri-Attack Sleep Talk. That's
it.
it.
I thought it had Shadow Ball or something.
No, he only had 2 moves. I saw his side. I think his Porygon Z only had 2 moves.
Oh.
That's all it had, yeah.
Okay.
He was super worried about the Venusaur. He had like 5 Venusaur counters.
Dude, when Mo did his post count, he's like, man, I shouldn't have clicked Sleep Powder, but I should have clicked Sleep Powder against this bird.
If he had 2 moves on his Porygon Z that were like the other 2 moves being Trick, Nasty Plot, that would have been it.
Yeah, but like you can't just do that. Like you can't just already say, oh, he should have done this because he was already prepped for the Venusaur. Like you can't just say.
Dude, he had 2 moves though. He didn't have all 4 moves.
Yeah, because he wanted to click Sleep Talk and only get 1 move.
That's true.
I mean,
I mean, at the end of the day, he still could have won because I think he could have just pressured with Super Fang as well,
Yeah.
and then
There
beat
was-
my Marini.
There was one turn where you got fully paralyzed and he roosted or something with the Vigavolt instead of attacking, right?
I think so. There might have been a couple times like that, but the Marini was never in a range where it could have died to a Volt Switch.
Yeah, but
At no point was it ever in that range. He
Especially
would have,
after the stockpiles and stuff.
yeah. It was never in that.
It was basically set to
bro,
sit.
when he clicked Super Fang mode, was like, oh no.
I was spooked. I saw the Super come out. I was like, oh shit, this can beat me. Because all he needed was like, I mean, he just needed a couple of Super Fangs to go off, get me low, maybe get a pair to happen at the right time.
Tender seasoned.
Yeah.
Yes.
He could have moisturized me right there.
Yo, it's not raw anymore. Not after that Super Fang.
But I mean, he let his Porygon die. I stalled the shit out of it. That's right, I stalled the fuck out of it.
I mean, honestly,
And
it's
then-
not even like he let his Porygon die. Like, what was the Porygon gonna do if it only had Tri-Attack and you had stockpiled up? Like, was it realistic?
I mean, he had to. I think the only way he could have won was by keeping Porygon alive. I think, like I said, when he was even at that position, when I had the 3 stockpiles and he had the 4 of his Pokemon left, and I had 3 of mine left. I think I still think the best play he could have done was to even like sacking fucking Flygon. I mean sacking Cinderace or sacking Vikavolt and then going Flygon to pressure the shit out of my Marini until it like, because the Choice Band and Earthquake to the +2 Marini did over 50. It did a lot of damage. Like, I was really worried about that thing coming back out, and he never brought it back. And I really think that could have forced me out, or the Cinderace could have forced me out. And then the Porygon, the modest Porygon, 2-hit KOs everything on my team,
True.
and I wouldn't have been able to beat it at that point. He also could have just like when he U-turned, and I forget when he U-turned or whatever, he could have just brought out Porygon and started firing off the Tri-Attacks at any time. I mean, any time before I stockpiled up with Marini, he could have fired off a Tri-Attack, and I had very little answers. And by very little, I mean I had no switch-ins. I only had revenges.
Okay.
But I won. GG.
GG. Number 60, NUZLEAFS.
So this was a pretty straightforward game overall. I think the one big crucial thing to take away from this was when the Rotom outran the Kyurem, and I think Fanatax thought this was a choice spec set, and then it outran it outran something that was like naturally faster. I think it was the Lycanroc. The Rotom outran the Lycanroc. He thought it was choice specs later on after it did a Leaf Storm versus Kyurem. But then it outran the Kyurem because he had switched into it before, but then it outran the Kyurem later on to pick it off, and then he was like, oh, this is Choice Scarf. I think it was a huge mistake, not realizing that Lycanroc was naturally faster.
True.
Overall, it was pretty straightforward. NUZLEAFS were just switching into their proper Pokemon to deal with whatever Fanatax had out, and just gradually, wore down his team and won the game.
Yeah, I mean, this was pretty straightforward. I do agree. Number 5.
I agree.
Number 5, we have the AEGISLASHs. They played against the Piplups, which we have at number 4. So number 5, number 4 right there together.
Dropped 2 slots. Undefeated before. Took the first loss of the season right here.
Took the first loss, exactly. So what I really like about this game, so I guess we can sort of talk about both of them together in a sense, since they're both right next to each other.
Yes.
The Piplups, who are number 4, that's James. He was able to get rid of Primarina pretty early, I think, in the game. I think it was one of the first Pokemon or so to get knocked out. And once that Pokemon was gone, he was able to utilize a Curse Umbreon, Curse Moonlight Umbreon with Crunch and Sucker Punch that took out like Alakazam, Jirachi, and some other stuff too. It was able to successfully clean up the team, which was really fun to see. Since I don't know, I like Umbreon a lot as a Pokemon.
I forget.
Yeah, he played it perfectly.
I
I mean, he even hit the sucker punch till like the very end.
Mm-hmm.
So like I remember the Primarina just being able to win the game. How did it die?
Let me see here. I think it died to.
Because I was watching this battle and I was like, Primarina just wins, right? And then I forget how it died. I think he got
Yeah,
cocky with
I saw
it.
this game about 6 days ago or so. Let me see here. Primarina. So I remember the early game. He had to sort of deal with a bulk up Scrafty that was kind of. It was a bulk up counter Scrafty,
Yeah,
which was
the drain
really
punch.
annoying.
The drain punch from the counter did absolutely nothing, and he was like, "Oh, this, this is not Iron Fist."
Yeah. Oh, he ended up taking it out because of I think the Amoongus. So he ended up putting it to sleep. Got a crit on the clear smog, I think. While I think light screen was up. And so Primarina was super weak, and he just picked that Pokemon off, I think, I think he went into Frostlash and then picked it off after that.
Okay. So.
But Primarina was asleep, I think, when it went down.
A little unlucky, I guess, but it is what it is.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate, but because Primarina took all that damage and it went down, Umbreon was able to do what it did best.
Yeah, exactly. Do what Umbreon does best.
Yeah.
Yep, curse.
And it's interesting to see, like, yeah, it's really interesting to see how like James is sort of adapting to his team. Like the week 1, he lost to +1, and after that he's been winning all of his games up till now, or like just continuously still going.
Yeah. I mean, last week was pretty tough because he could have lost that game to Callum if he clicked Synthesis. But I don't know. I don't know how that game exactly would have went, but the way that he's playing, it's like a good book. It's got a good beginning, solid middle, and then the ending is just beautiful. Like he has a game plan. He has a win con for his ending, and this week it was the curse. The curse Umbreon, and last week it was the Conkeldurr.
Conkeldurr, yep.
The week prior it was
the Frostlash.
It was the Frostlash, but he did something else before.
I think that game there was just some misplays, right? Because like he like gave up something to a Rotom Hydro Pump early on, and then I can't remember the rest of how it goes, but I think that the second game of the season there was misplays, and he just capitalized off of them.
Yeah, I mean the way that he's using Conkeldurr after week 1 is just incredible. He's been able to put in a lot of work with that Pokemon. A lot of damage. Except this week, I don't think it really did that much. Right?
It weakened the Scrafty a little bit. It helped. Yeah, it weakened the Scrafty quite a bit, and then he was able to, I think, pick it off with the Rotom, I think.
I mean, look. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, like, it's crazy that the Umbreon was able to win this game against bulk of the Primarina is Calm Mind, right?
Primarina was, I think, Calm Mind. Yeah, it was
like and Umbreon with Curse Sucker Crunch was able to win against a bulk up Scrafty and a Calm Mind Primarina. Crazy.
Exactly. If you think about it, based on the matchup and stuff, like Umbreon, like and versus like a Primarina on the team, you would think that it wouldn't really do anything if he kept his Primarina alive, which it wouldn't have, but it only put in that work because Primarina was gone early on, because he planted for that to happen, I guess, but also kind of, I mean, he did get a little fortunate by getting a lot of damage on it, but because it was asleep, it couldn't do much anyways.
Yep.
But overall, it was a pretty solid game. I enjoyed watching sort of the method, like the sort of the methods
was a good game
that he had to getting that win con to put in work.
Number 3, the Wakandan Weaviles,
which we talked about.
It moved up. Yep, Moet moved up from, I think he was at number 4 last week, so he moved up to number 3 this week because he won his game, while the number 3 lost their game. I mean, overall, pretty solid game, dude. It was funny though. Like, I looked at the team preview of this game, and I just saw like 3 baby Pokemon.
That was the other comment I got. It was comments of, "I can't believe you toxic stalled," and "I can't believe this guy won with 3 baby Pokemon."
3 little cup Pokemon.
I was like, nice. This is nice. I enjoy this.
Technically, they're not baby Pokemon because baby Pokemon are Pokemon that you breed using insects, such as Clefairy and Pichu.
I did breed these.
No, I'm talking about baby Pokemon like Elekid and Magby.
Little cup Pokemon. Yeah, he's talking about like the
baby
actual baby
babies.
Pokemon, like
actual
Elekid,
Like a
Magby,
baby.
Like
Togepi.
babies.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
the baby
Munchlax.
babies.
Like Pokemon that you need a specific item to breed.
Yeah.
Yeah, shut up, nerd.
Yeah,
I'm
nerd.
just saying, technically, they're not baby Pokemon, so you shouldn't be calling them babies.
Oh my gosh, just give me your lunch money. Let's keep going.
Alright, number 2, the New York DREEPYS. This is a game where Joey actually played a good game. Holy crap. No luck.
It was good. It was good. It was so painful to see the first 2 turns where Joey clicks Hurricane, it misses, and he's like, ah, okay. And he clicks Hurricane again versus the Como, and it misses again. He's like, ah, okay. Didn't want to win that
I had the
anyways.
biggest smile on my face. I was like, yes.
Yo,
Yes.
it's finally coming back. It's finally coming back.
It
But
is,
alas,
it
it
is.
did not come back in
He
the
didn't,
end.
yeah. So I did like some of the plays he made where there was the Darmanitan that clicked Rock Slide, predicting I think the Mantine to come in. I think it got like Oko, didn't it? Like the Mantine from Life Orb Rock Slide got destroyed. Because that was a Spadef Mantine, I think, because I remember the Blizzard damage from the Ice Cream
Vanillix.
Pokemon. Yeah, that didn't do really much at all with the Blizzard. He was able to get the KO on Como later on, or soon after, you know, the misses from Noivern with the Vanillix, with the Blizzard, so that was good. And I think, yeah, there were some pretty fun turns where the Sylveon ended up getting tricked with the choice specs, and he just kept clicking Shadow Ball.
Mhm.
That was nice to see. But
Oh,
overall,
I remember
yeah.
this game. He could have I don't know. I gotta see his spread, but I thought he should have. He clicked Calm Mind at the end. I thought he should have clicked Iron Defense.
With the Reuniclus,
Mhm.
I could see that, yeah, because the Darmanitan was it was Life Orb, Flare Blitz that did a good like 80% to Reuniclus or something.
Right.
And so if he had Acid Armor there, that would have been much better for him being
Yeah,
able to
he had
split.
Yeah. He was a stored power step.
Yeah, he was. But overall, you know, he was just able to, I think, win it at the very end with the Slowbro, I think.
Yeah. I mean,
The Sylveon switch on. I don't.
The Sylveon died, I think, and then he won it with the Slowbro at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What was it? The Bear Scooter, right?
Yeah, versus
Yeah.
the Barraskewda.
He was like, even if he gets a crit, it doesn't kill me, and then he just kills it. Dude,
Yeah.
Slowbro is so good. Joey's using it so well this season.
It's really good. It is. It's just such a good like Pokemon to fall back on because of how like it has Regenerator, Teleport, and just bulky overall.
Yeah, like you bring it down to 10%, it doesn't really matter, dude.
It's not gonna be a 10% the next time it comes back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good month for
If
sure.
you try to pressure it with hazards, you can just run heavy duty boots. It's really good. And
Yeah,
it's one of those Pokemon where like even if he gets knocked off, it's fine. Like also like if you want to preserve its item, you can. You can just use something else to take the knockoff. I like it. I like its usage.
Yeah.
Number
It was overall, you know, Joey played the way that he had to win, despite the unfortune that he got at the beginning. Still wasn't enough to take him down though, but you can only hope.
numero uno.
That is myself.
So you played against Uzi. I mentioned that earlier. I feel like he could have played this game much better because he let his entire team get poisoned by the Skuntank. I don't know, the beginning of the game with the Skuntank lasted like 15 turns, and he let the Hydreigon get. First of all, he said that Skuntank gets play rough, which it does, but he knew your entire set and switched out the Hydreigon.
That was the one thing I was thinking about. Like when I was listening to his narration, he was like, okay, so he has sub, protect, foul play. He's like, okay, he's probably toxic, and then he's like, okay, he's probably play rough. So like I was thinking, like, how many moves does my Skuntank gonna hold?
So like I feel like he could have easily just volt switched and U-turned over and over again to deal with the Skuntank, because if he clicks substitute, then he's not gonna switch out. Well, he could switch out into Lantern, but then he just wastes 25%, so the Skuntank's gonna be easier to deal with the next time that it comes in. If you switch out to
Oh,
Lantern
that's
on the
right. I
Rotom.
mean, you received some of the same comments I did, right?
I banned a few of them from my channel. However, yeah, like that's why I asked the question in my video. I was like, so what is the move in Pokemon, or what combination of moves do you guys find the most annoying? And I was just like, speaking of which, I have here a nice sub-toxic Skuntank.
I'll tell you right now, it's Quiver Dance, Fire Dance.
People think it's toxic stalling, but I don't think it's stalling.
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right
Pokemon.
now, it's Quiver Dance, Fire Dance.
Quiver Dance, Fire Dance is
Yeah.
that's an annoying combination.
Yeah.
That is.
I'll tell you right now, that's the set.
But yeah, overall, I started out with Skuntank, toxic to everything, or toxic as much as I could, then wore it down with like Dragapult and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like even though you say he could Volt Turn a lot more, but like he tried very hard not to click Volt Switch a lot, especially when I was out of Skuntank because of Lantern.
Yeah, I mean the thing is like, yeah, you could do that, but at that point your team was already poisoned, so you can't risk that at that point.
You mean his team?
Yeah. His team was already poisoned, so you can't risk the Lantern coming in that easily at that point.
Yeah. But he couldn't have done it before because like he ended up I think he ended up in a position where he was in Hydreigon, and I think that was the mistake. He should have gone back to Rotom there and tried to Volt Switch board, but he went from Hydreigon to Rotom, that got poisoned, and then Hydreigon ended up getting poisoned after that. So like he sort of like he was running fast, but he tripped on his while he was running. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, but before that, the Copper Jaw got foul played, so that's weakened. Like if he just stuck to Rotom and Pessimian just going for Volt Switch and U-turn, you're either forced to go out into Lantern, and only 2 of your team is toxic, maybe even 1, because you would have to toxic on the switch, or and then he doesn't have a sub, or you go onto Lantern, or you get more of your team toxic. I would rather him just switch out to. I would rather my opponent switch out to Lantern, and have my team relatively healthy, not toxic, because the fact of the matter is that you're running toxic on the Skuntank means that you're likely running Hex on the Dragapult, and if the Tangros gets toxic, then it's not going to be able to deal well with the Dragapult. And that's pretty much the main concern that I have if I'm going against a team like that, is Wisp on Dragapult and just letting the rest of the team get poisoned so that it can just easily click Hex, and he doesn't have anything to deal with Hex on his team anyway.
Yeah.
So
True.
So you should have just Volt Switched and U-turn and forced the Lantern to come in. And also, like, the U-turn doesn't break the sub, which it's probably a roll anyway, but he didn't know that until.
No, it guaranteed doesn't break.
But you didn't know that.
Jolly Persimmon.
But you didn't know that if you didn't know his spread.
But I calced for Jolly Persimmon.
Yeah, but you don't know his spread, so it could have been Adamant.
With Scarf, you need to be Jolly to outrun Dragapult, so it was always gonna be Jolly for Scarf. And I saw the damage as he went for U-turn at the beginning too.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it didn't have to be Scarfed, and it didn't have to be. Well, if it was Scarfed, it had to be Jolly. Yes, but it didn't have to be Scarfed.
I found that out. I found that out turn 1 though.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that.
Yeah.
So if he clicks U-turn and full switch repeatedly, he doesn't know that the U-turn is not going to break the sub.
Yeah, he doesn't know, or he didn't realize it until it didn't break the sub, because it was kind of close. Like you don't really know until it actually doesn't break.
Yeah, you don't know until it actually happens.
Yeah. And
at that point, it didn't matter because his entire team was already statused.
Yeah. So that's why that's one of the reasons why I let Skuntank, was because he wouldn't really expect that to happen so early, and when it did, he didn't have a countermeasure for it.
Yeah. Like you have to put pressure on your opponent to figure out your sets instead of just letting hacks happen or something like that.
Facts.
That's about it for the power rankings. What do you think?
Great show.
It was good overall.
Good week.
You guys excited for your next matches?
I honestly thought that I would be 3-1 at this point, and the rest of my I thought I was gonna go 5-5 based on the matchups that I had. Like if I went 3-1. So.
Who do you play next? I think. Oh,
I
think you play.
I play Uzi Gunner.
You play Uzi next. Yeah. You're both. They're both 1-3s right now. I think.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a very crucial match to determine who's gonna be in the lead to make playoffs.
Maybe. I mean, the people that are already in playoffs could also start losing.
That's true. Yeah, that's true too.
Very true. I got Feint attacks next week.
I just need Moa to play me, and it's unfortunate because if I played him, that would have been an easy win. Oh yeah?
What
are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Let's play. Let's play.
You wanna play right now? You wanna play right now?
Let's play right now.
Okay, let's play right now. That's what I thought.
Wait, you guys don't play each other in the schedule at all?
No. Mo's a coward.
And I won't see Chimpact in the playoffs.
I gotta play both you.
What, you gonna go on a losing streak?
Yeah.
What, your opponent's just gonna bring Tri-Tech Sleep Talk for the rest of the season?
How many people make it to the playoffs?
8.
10?
Huh? 8.
How many people? 8?
16.
Oh, okay.
8 to 16.
More. I think you're definitely gonna make playoffs, bro. You're 3-0
I mean,
right
that's
now.
of course.
You're good.
I wasn't worried about
Mo, what's your differential?
+6.
+6? I'm +3, bro. And you got 2 wins over me. That's crazy.
Bro, you are
trash.
trash.
That means you're barely winning your games and getting pretty lucky. Meanwhile, I'm getting unlucky and I'm barely
That's
losing
not what that
my
means.
games. No,
That's
exactly what it means.
All this means that one game you played really good and the other games you played like dog ass.
Oh yeah?
That's all it means.
How many times you got crit? How many times you got crit this season?
I don't keep track of them. I don't cry and keep track of the hacks. I just play the game.
That's what I thought.
I don't keep a journal with all my tears.
Wait,
Today, that's a +1 crit me twice.
Wait, say that again. What'd you say? You don't keep a what?
I don't keep a journal.
Oh, all right, dude.
Yeah, a diary. What do you call it? What you got, Chimpact? What do you call it?
It's my hope book.
That's your hope book?
Yeah.
All my dreams
are written in there, and they're all. I'm about to rip it apart.
You just write down all your hopes in it, and then as they like go away, you cross them out.
Yeah.
Make playoffs at WBE. Cross that one.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe one day. Maybe next season.
Maybe next season.
Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you all enjoyed hearing all of us talk about this week, and I hope you all are excited for the next week. Stay tuned and subscribe to Chimpact. Myself, Lord Envy, and the Mr. Moet.
Have a good one.